I think it's fair to say I owe the guys at TaylorMade a little bit of an apology. Hi everyone, my name is James Robinson and welcome back to this YouTube channel. This year so far, we've been testing lots and lots of different drivers. We've been testing the TaylorMade Qi10 LS driver, which I absolutely love the idea of. For me, if I was a better golfer, this is the driver I'd be using. You can see we have a lovely carbon sole on here. We have a three-way adjustable weighting system together with that speed pocket, and we of course have that carbon black face. Now, this driver for me represents a golfer that wants that lovely high, low spin ball flight, high launch, low spin. We've also tested the TaylorMade Qi35, and this is the standard model. So you can see we have a two-weight adjustable system here. We have a 13 gram weight, and we of course have a 3 gram weight. So I have this in the forward setting whenever I test it, because for me, that gives me the best results. It kind of drops that spin rate by a couple of hundred RPM and the ball speed is still good. Now, I tried to put all my eggs in this basket, and when it's good, it's good. It's a much harder to hit driver, and when I went down to visit the guys at TaylorMade to get fitted for this new product, to review you guys, this is where I feel like the apology could come in. I was adamant that this would be the club because I love the look of it. I love the slightly smaller head. I love the idea of it, the concept of it. And when you get it, let's just hit one down this par 5 with both to start this video, because if I hit this well, the LS, I feel like there's not many better performing drivers out on the market. It looks a lovely colour of grey, and you can see there that's a lovely penetrating fade straight over the bunkers, and that's good, isn't it? That's position A as good as you can get. So now the cat's amongst the pigeons once again. Basically today we're going to compare these two drivers and see what the real differences are, because I was told that this would be the one for me in this setting. They're both fitted to a very, very high spec and a good spec, and with that forward weighting we still have the optimization of forgiveness and spin rate. That's what the whole idea behind Qi35 is about. TaylorMade's 3 pillars of fitting, and obviously the 5 different driver heads that you can get, hence the 35. Now, if I can just, because what they've done, if we look down at this, is they've made this core model look a little bit more like the old Qi10 Max. So a little bit bigger, a bit more elongated, a bit more real estate, you could say. And it looks almost like it's going to be a high spin model from the top. And this is again where the apology comes in, because if we watch the ball flight we're going to get on here with this shot, it doesn't necessarily have to be the case, and it almost takes trying it and comparing to believe what this driver can do. So let's hit another one down here, try and hit a similar shot and see just what the big differences are, because it almost looks more inviting with the size of this head. You can see there a lovely low fade again down the left hand side of this fairway. Let's get down there, let's see exactly the difference in these shots. We are going to test these 4 numbers as well and see what the big differences are, but so far I have to say 2 great options, but maybe I've been thinking about the wrong one. So you saw there with these 2 drives, 2 fairly low ball flights and 2 absolute knuckleballs down this par 5. Now interestingly, I do feel like with this pretty much fully carbon head with the carbon crown, carbon sole, and of course that black carbon face, which I much prefer to the red stealth face, and I'd say it looks a little bit more mainstream than the blue face on the Qi10. I think you do need to loft up, so I feel like you do get that slightly lower launch off the carbon face with that lower spin. So if you're wanting a much lower ball flight that is that bit more penetrating with lower spin, one of these models could sure be the one for you. There's of course the Qi35 Max head as well, which does feature that 10k inertia, but you can see there that drive down this par 5 is absolutely perfect, and the standard version is just left of it. Distance pretty much the same, but I actually hit the standard version not quite as well as I did the LS. And you know, it's quite a funny one, because this driver could be made around Ping, it could be made around Callaway, it could be made around PXG, but I do feel like the Qi35 is almost a little bit of a kind of slept on driver in 2025. So let's continue this test on this slight dogleg from right to left, because if you watch my channel a lot, you will know I've been working heavily on trying to improve my ball flight, trying to get that lovely right to left draw, which, although we hit a nice drive down the previous par 5, it wasn't really the draw that we want. So I'm going to go Qi35 core model first here, and this is going to help us just start that ball where we want to, try and draw it over this bunker. However, we know that the LS does have that third adjustable weight, which can potentially help us put it in that draw setting and do what we want to do with it. You can see we've clothed off because the temperature's rising, and that is exactly what I want with this driver. I was going to hit, you know what, I'm still going to hit some more, but that's the ball flight I want. That shot with that shot tracer is, I can tell that's launching at a nice angle. I can tell that's around a kind of 160 to 165 ball speed, and I can tell that's spinning from around 2000 to 2300 because of how penetrating it was through the air with this lovely core model. Can we do it again? Because the aim of this video is about how consistent you can be, and I do believe it's another one. That's really nice. Again, lovely high ball flight. Again, I do have these both in 10.5 degrees because I do feel like they do launch that little bit lower, but that was a lot better. My sternum was behind it. I managed to hit up on it. And I do believe that most tour players who are using TaylorMade products are using this core model because they do get the benefits of that low spin with the heavyweight forward, but also that lovely high MOI, which again sits a lot higher on the chart than Qi10 or Stealth 2 did. So, LS, and this is where really I might prove my point here or totally eradicate my point. Guys, have you bought a TaylorMade driver recently? Are you in the Qi35? Are you in Qi10? Are you in Stealth 2? Straight away, this head, it looks gorgeous, and I really wish, or should I say I hope, that this would be a kind of head. Oh yeah. That's the ball flight we want, but you can see it's come out a lot lower and a lot more of a knuckleball. I'm not sure if that's going to have carried as far, but if it has hit the fairway, which I think it has, that will run forever and a day. So I guess it depends on what kind of golf course you're playing, what the elements are like as well. But I really enjoyed that as an all-round drive, an all-round shot. If I had 13 of them in a round of golf, if there's 5 par 3s, I'd be quite happy. Let's really try and start this one up to the right, really bring it back and see what the big differences are. Oh no, that's the one. Just listen to the guys who fit you. I've tried far too hard there, far too hard. So interestingly there, 2 really good shots with that Qi35 core model, and then 1 good shot with the LS and a little bit of a disappointing one. So realistically, what are we seeing here? What kind of shots does that LS model bring out? I feel like it makes me be maybe a bit more attacking. It makes me probably need to swing the golf club better. And although it does offer a level of forgiveness, it's nowhere near the level of forgiveness of that core model. And I think maybe gone are the days of jumping straight into an LS model. Think more about, you look at the guys on tour, the guys on the DP World, the PJ Tour, even the Live Tour. If fine margins mean much better results, you're always going to go for that. You're always going to go for the more forgiving one that keeps the ball in play. You can see we've got a couple of nice drives down the right side of this fairway from that draw with the core model. I can't see the LS one just yet. So just as I maybe thought, the drive with the LS model hasn't quite reached the fairway from the angle we were on and is a little bit behind the core model drives we've got, which are nicely in that fairway. So even with a good swing, and even with what I felt like was a low spin knuckleball, that core model still doing a better job. So after some long hard thinking with these TaylorMade drivers this year, which one is potentially better suited for me and which one could be better suited to you guys at home? Now we all know there's the third model, which we mentioned earlier, the Qi35 Max, but I do feel like the shots that I'm getting with this standard model, with this core model as TaylorMade would say, really do just bode for much more consistent shots. And yes, it is July, it's August in a couple of weeks time, and the season is well, I say drawing to an end, the season's well, it's nearly winter, isn't it?
Well on its way.
It's well on its way. And it does take me a long time to get through all the models and all the different drivers and see, and I've been happily using the Ping driver this year, but funnily enough the low spin model, because I feel like it does just give me that forgiveness. But I feel like if I was going to compare any driver with it, I don't think it would be the TaylorMade LS. I think it'd be this TaylorMade Qi35 core. And it's because of shots like that, lovely low fades, where I don't feel like that's my best golf swing. I feel like I've come across that just a little bit. My sequencing probably wasn't the best from the top of the backswing, and I do get away with it a lot more. So if I have another golf swing with this standard model, we are aiming probably 20 yards right of where that ball's gone, however it is in the fairway. That's the kind of shot we want to hit. So you can see how I'm getting consistency with this core model whilst not generally providing my best golf swing. If we were to finish with a shot with this LS model, I feel like that shot that I've hit there would be a little bit lower, a little bit further left, a little bit more in trouble, but we'll give it one last go. Guys, if you've enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button below. Let me know if you want to see more in-house comparisons. I can't believe I've just hit that now after all that. There's always the shot that makes you want to come back, isn't there? Because that with the LS model is the perfect drive down this 6th hole. Guys, if you've enjoyed that, smash that subscribe button below. Thank you so much for your time as always. I look forward to seeing you all at the same time tomorrow. Goodbye.